Hey guys, welcome to BitBoy Crypto. Today, we are going to be talking news. I'm back from my trip. We're going to be talking about all things bear market, whether or not Bitcoin Cash actually provided us with a Thanksgiving miracle. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We're also going to be looking back at a Charlie Lee tweet from last year. We're also going to be looking at Ohio and the breakthrough that they are having with cryptocurrency. There's also been a lot of noise around the YouTuber space, the crypto YouTuber space. And so later tonight, you guys watch out. I've got my top 5 worst crypto YouTubers. Make sure that you watch the video before you make any judgments on it. So that's going to be coming up later. If you're not a member of our community, we call it the Bit Squad. Make sure that you do that. Click the subscribe button. Also doing a $500 Ethereum and merch giveaway. That is going to be coming to a close in just a few days. So make sure you guys like and comment on this video. Okay, guys, looking at the markets right now, we're at $123 billion, so we just keep going down. Bitcoin is at 3750, and its dominance is at 53%. So very interesting. We have a new entrant into the top 10. Bitcoin SV, as you can see, has taken a lot of advantage of a pump today at 32%. And, everything else is in red. So when it is moving up 32% and all these other projects are moving down, it is now slid into the top 10. Now, if you watch my top 5 cryptocurrencies not to buy video, Bitcoin SV is number 1, and I'm going to stick with that. Don't look at this pump and think to yourself like, oh man, Bitcoin Cash SV is going to be the new thing. I want to hop on this and move up. Absolutely not. I think the fact is that it has gotten a little bit of help from the fact that the hash wars are over. We're going to look at that in just a second. But I expect this to fall back probably out of the top 10 within a couple of days and probably down back out of the top 20 by the end of the year. But that's just my personal opinion. Of course, nothing I say is financial advice. I think that a lot of this project is being pumped up by, of course, Craig Wright, and Calvin Ayers is another person that is very heavily involved in this. So I think between the two of them, they've got a lot of money, so it's not that hard for them to keep this price going up. So, and of course, Monero did fall out of the top 10 because of this, but I think it'll be short term. So the hash wars are over, so that's actually good news. There has been much needed relief for traders and miners. This was an article that was published yesterday, actually, and there hasn't actually been relief. We did get a little bit, if you look at the Bitcoin chart. We did get on the last day, you can see here on the right side, there was a bigger dip and then it went up a little bit and now it's back on the way down. So not really sure how long it's going to be before we go back up. But the thing is, did the hash wars actually help crypto? We're all looking at it very negatively. Now, I've also been on record as saying that I'm not 100% sure that the hash wars really had anything to do with the dip that we've gone in cryptocurrency overall, but maybe more just like a camouflage for people to finally push the price down. However, this article makes a pretty good point. It says that the end of the hash wars offers some psychological relief. As with every conflict, when it is over, those affected by it directly and or indirectly get some much needed psychological relief. And I think we'd all agree that the hash wars have been bad for crypto in a sense. It's made us look bad. It's made the crypto space look bad. It's made the crypto space look very manipulatable, I guess is the best way to say that. Easily able to be manipulated by people pumping money into it. And that's not really what you want on a market. You want a market to be strong so one player can't come in and make the market. But it seems like that's kind of what has been going on with Bitcoin Cash. In the case of Bitcoin and crypto markets, with the hash wars over and both sides agreeing to travel on different paths, traders and enthusiasts can get back to worrying about pinning ETFs, expiring CME Bitcoin futures, as well as anticipating the launch of BACT in January. Now, if we go back and we look at Tone Vays' prediction, as you guys can see here on this article, he predicted in Bitcoin going below $5,000 range in mid-January. Now, I remember reading these stories at those times, thinking that's absolutely insane. There's no way I could go back below 5,000. And of course, here we sit. But for so long, we had the price at $6,000. It was between 6 and 7 for so long, up until the last couple of weeks, all year long. Bitcoin had not dipped below 6,000 for more than 18 consecutive hours. And then finally, it happened. Now, a lot of people thought the reason for that was because of the mining. The general average mining cost around the world is about $6,000. Anything below that is not profitable. Anything above it is profitable. Now, you can look at charts that show that that's not actually true. It really depends on where you are, your power source. There's many, many factors involved, but the average is like $6,000 across the world. So it seemed like for a long time the miners were keeping that price. The mining whales would push the price back up if it dipped below 6,000 in order to keep running a profitable mining operation. And it seemed like at first, when we started approaching 6,000, that was a good thing, right? It would come down to 6,000 and then would bounce right back up. And it seemed like it would be heading in the right direction. Well, right direction if you're a bull anyways. But after we went through that same process about 3 times, I know I've talked about how I started to believe that we really probably needed to go below 6,000. We needed to go below that to satisfy the bears. And for some reason, it just wasn't happening. We weren't dipping down where we needed to dip. Now, did Bitcoin Cash and this debacle actually cause the dip that we've been waiting for? That's the question. What if it had taken us 4 or 5 more months to get down below 6,000 all the way to the levels we're at now, between 3 and 4? Would that have prolonged the bear market? I think it probably would have, honestly. And if this was not manipulation by other whales, if you will, and this was really actually due to the Bitcoin Cash fiasco that has gone on the last several weeks, the hash wars. So should we actually be thanking Craig Wright and Roger Ver for the hash wars? Is this what we need to push us down so we can move up faster? Now, Tone Vays has also said worst case bear scenario is we go down to about 1,500, which I think is actually a pretty decent possibility. But if we can bottom out around 3,000 to 3,500 and then start the move up, then maybe actually the hash wars worked for us instead of against us. So definitely something very interesting to think about. I've been thinking a lot about it, and it sounds crazy. It sounded crazy the first time I heard it, but the more I have been pondering on this, the more I've been wondering, is this actually what we needed so we can finally move forward? I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys drop me a comment below and let me know if you guys think the hash wars helped or hurt the markets right now. So very interesting. So go back to this tweet from Charlie Lee on December 11th, 2017. So almost a year ago. It said, okay, sorry to spoil the party, but I need to rein in the excitement a bit. Buying Litecoin is extremely risky. I expect us to have a multi-year bear market like the one we just had, where Litecoin dropped 90% in value, $48 to $4. So if you can't handle Litecoin dropping to 20, don't buy. Mr. I sold the top, Charlie Lee here, giving this knowledge that we all should have listened to back in December, and we just didn't see it. I guess we got to trust some of the powers that be when it comes to cryptocurrency, that they probably know more than we know. They know more about what's going on the inside of cryptocurrency. They certainly know more about the markets and more about the development. So it would have been nice to listen to him, but I thought it was very interesting. So I actually went to this tweet. It's very easy to find. You can just, you can Google Charlie Lee Litecoin drop tweet, something like that, and it'll pop right up. And you can go. The very interesting thing is when you go down the list of comments, number one, how much hate he got from these comments or for this tweet. And number two, the very interesting thing to me was look at the last tweet from almost all of the accounts on that thread. You will find that most of these people abandoned their accounts between April and August. And it was a real reminder for me on how few people are left in crypto right now. And I'll be honest with you guys, if Bitcoin remains down like this and the markets remain down for 2 more years, I'm still not going to quit making videos. So for you haters out there, sorry, but for the Bit Squad, hey, I'm here. This is my life now. So there's nothing that could push me out of this market right now other than Bitcoin going to zero and we just all saying, okay, cryptocurrency is over, which I don't think is a real thing. But that would be pretty much the only thing that would make me stop making videos, because I love what I'm doing. I love this channel. I love cryptocurrency. I love the revolution. So nothing's going to push me out. And it was really a shame for me to see how many people have left the space when I went and looked at that thread. So Ohio becomes the first state to accept Bitcoin for tax payments. This is really good because this is going to prevent people from necessarily having to cash out. And they could actually just pay with their Bitcoin and not have to worry about whether it's taking a Coinbase fee, like a Coinbase fee to cash out can be quite considerable. Some other exchanges is the same way. So this is really good news. But what this really says is that the state of Ohio has confidence in Bitcoin. They're willing to accept the payments in Bitcoin. And I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that Bitcoin's down right now. And a lot of smart people in that government, the state government of Ohio, understand the potential for people pouring Bitcoin into their government right now. We've actually already seen a government. This is very interesting. You guys may not know this. We have already seen a government benefit greatly from cryptocurrency. So it was actually in Bulgaria. You may not even know this. Bulgaria at one time had one of the biggest stashes of Bitcoin in the entire world. And the reason for this was because there was an organized crime syndicate that got busted in Bulgaria, and the government took all their Bitcoin. They were able to confiscate them, I guess, from their computers. I'm not exactly sure how they did it, but they were actually able to pay off a quarter, 25% of the country's national debt with those Bitcoins that they collected. So I wonder if we will see some of these governments wanting to collect Bitcoin themselves in order to get some absolutely insane gains in the future. If people are paying taxes right now with this money, guess what? The government doesn't have to pay taxes on its own money. So any increase that the government gets from the Bitcoin will be pure profit for the government. So good on Ohio for doing this. And there are other states, Arizona, Georgia, which is where I'm at right now, Illinois, all of these have actually tried to pass similar legislation, but they've not been able to do it. They failed, whether it would be in the House or the Senate of each state. So it's going to be very interesting to see if Ohio is able to be the first state to be able to benefit from a law like this, and if some of those others are going to be kicking themselves down the road. So, all right, guys, that's all that I got today. Make sure to watch my video coming out a little bit later, top 5 worst crypto YouTubers. Trust me, you guys are going to like this one. Make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel. Till next time, BitBoy out.